there, welcome back to Walk with Grace. I think this is episode 9, but I feel like last week's episode didn't really count. Like, it was like a 4-minute video of me walking outside, just being like, God is so good, which is true, but I mean, to call that an episode is kind of, that's a weak attempt. So I'm sorry about that. I'm back, I'm committed. Let's get into this. This week, it's been a very, kind of week where I've been trying to draw back to God, draw back to Jesus, because I got really lost there along the way for a while, and it led me into a lot of sin. It led me into a lot of like feeling sorry for myself, just feeling down and not kind of glorifying God in any of my actions. Like, I have not been living like Jesus at all, and I'm really feeling that in my I really feel that in my mental health and where my head is at. But yeah, I'm just really not I haven't been, but this week I feel like I really drew closer and just focused and copped on, and I feel like now I'm in a much better place with God and a much better place with Jesus to be able to come on here and kind of spread that and share that with anyone who's willing to listen. And so if you are here, if you are listening, thank you so much. I really appreciate everyone tuning in. It means a lot to me, and I hope that you enjoyed this episode. I do have my cup of tea. I do have my Jesus statues. Jesus, I trust in you. This, I sleep with this light on. Best thing I've ever done. I'm not even afraid of the dark or anything. I just love it. I love having it on, the warm red light in the room, and having Jesus, I trust in you illuminated. It's so beautiful and so relaxing. And I always have my Sacred Heart of Jesus statue. It was a gift actually from my boyfriend. Shout out, love you. But yeah, I love that statue as well. Just keeping Jesus near, always reminding me that Jesus is near and his heart of mercy is everlasting. Anyways, grab some tea if you haven't already. I'm grabbing mine. Let's have a little chat, shall we? I prefer this informal vibe. I think that this is what it's going to be like from now on. I'd like to have people in for conversations, friends of mine, faithful people that I know. I want to have them in and talk, just have a discussion, informal conversation again, and just kind of talk about where we're at, what we're learning. That's kind of my plan. But yeah, I hope you're enjoying just hearing me talk for now. I got this mug from my French teacher in 6th year. So shout out to her. I still drink this tea out of this mug all the time. Thank you. But yeah, that's kind of my goal here, is to just have informal conversations with normal everyday words that are not scary, because when I was first kind of trying to learn more about Jesus and God, the words that I was hearing, I was like, what is this divine mercy? What is this even Sacred Heart? I was like, what is that? What do these words mean? And this might sound ridiculous, but words like reconciliation, confession, I'm still so afraid of confession. I'm gonna try and go this evening. My microphone just died, and it's actually for the best, because my glasses on the top of my head were foggy because my hair is wet. So that was not the vibe, was it? Sorry about that. But yeah, I feel so called to confession, and so just not even, I don't feel called to confession, but I just feel it in my heart that I need to go to confession. I need to kind of I don't have any reason not to be going to confession. I'm just so afraid that I'm gonna do it wrong, and I'm so afraid that I don't know the etiquette, that I'm gonna do something wrong and ruin it. I don't know. There's something so scary and intimate about confession with that time with that priest. And I know it's the time with Jesus. I know you're talking directly to Jesus, and they're forgiving you on behalf of Jesus, but at the same time you are talking to a man, and I don't know, I just feel that I have to say things that I just am, it's so awkward. I have to be oh, Was it good? Like, but like have to say it in detail, and I'm like, that is so awkward to me. Like, I'm so afraid of confession, but faith over fear, faith over fear. So I am going to confession this evening. It's on a Knock in the Car Church from I think 7 to 8 this evening, Friday evenings. So yeah, I will be there. Hopefully. No, I will be there. I will be there. I'm going to confession tonight. I'm just so scared. Pray for me, please. Pray for me going because I'm actually really nervous. But yeah, it's something that I don't really know like why I'm so afraid of it. It's so biblical and it's so like you're so supposed to be going to confession. And so I encourage you that if you haven't gone either, like me, let's go. Let's go to confession. And let's reconcile with the Lord together. Let's do it. And if anyone is nervous to go to mass as well, this might seem weird, but like, please just text me and let's go to mass together. Like, there is no reason for us to be afraid to go to mass or like nervous to go alone or like feel judged when we go to mass alone. Like, I go to mass all the time, but for so on my own. But for so long, I was so afraid to like go to mass on my own, and like I was so nervous like walking in there for the first time, like walking in there on my own, like everyone kind of turns and looks at you, and that is just not the energy in mass. Or like no one is looking at you being like, oh, what is this girl doing on her own? Like, that is so weird. Like, imagine coming to mass on your own. Like, literally everyone goes to mass on their own except for like families. So I just don't get why I was so afraid to go. And so if you're feeling that way, if you want to go to mass but are too afraid to go alone, don't know the times or anything, like if you have any questions, please just text me. I will help you as much as I can and I will go to mass with you. Like, please, let's go to mass. I love mass. Um like I would only love the company. Like, that is so slay. So please just text me. And if you have, I don't know, like, I don't know, have any questions or anything, like, I'm not an expert by any means, but I'll share what I know and like we can Google it together. I don't know. But don't be afraid to like text me. So basically I kind of wasn't sure when I first came to God. I didn't know if I was just like a follower of Jesus or like I didn't know what any of that meant. Like I know that I am a Catholic, right? But I just feel so at peace and at home in mass and in the Catholic Church. And um yeah, I just like I know I'm a Catholic, but the thing for me was I know I'm a Catholic, but I know nothing about the tradition. So like what is that? Do you know what I mean? And what does it mean to call yourself a Catholic? And so I and a couple of my friends, we met with him and we talked about kind of like the Catholic Church, like things people have issues with about Catholics. And yeah, it was just so insightful and really like helped me realize what it means to be a Catholic and how like amazing it is. And it led me into starting the catechism in a year, or like catechism, or I'm bottling that word, but there's like a book basically that is like this is the Catholic tradition essentially. And this famous priest called Father Mike, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, so Google it. Um, but Father Mike, we're gonna go with it. He does Bible in a year and the catechism in a year. And I started the catechism in a year because I'm trying to read the Bible kind of on my own, um, and make my way through it. Although I actually don't really know if that's the right way to do it. Like I see a lot of contradiction throughout, people being like, oh, you need to only read the Bible in the presence of a priest, which like to me kind of makes sense, like, because what do I know about the Bible? Like, I don't know how I'm supposed to be interpreting that. I can't be a Catholic and not go to confession. Like, that is, you can't do that. Like, I will be doing that tonight. Um, and yeah, it was just such an enlightening conversation. We talked about um how Catholics are often painted to like idolize Mary and like have an extreme like idolatry towards Mary, which like just isn't, it's actually just not the case. And I find that quite frustrating because as someone who prays the rosary, asks Mother Mary to pray for me, um I find it so annoying because I'm like, that is just not, I'm not, just, that is not what I'm doing when I ask Mother Mary to pray for me. They are perfect beings. Why would I not want them to pray for me? Why would I not ask them to pray for me? Because they can pray for me directly. They have, because they are perfect, that means they have a perfect prayer life. That means they are in perfect relationship with the Lord. Why would I not want them to pray for me? Like, I just find it so frustrating that that means I'm idolizing them, or that means I'm like putting them above Jesus. That is a ridiculous claim. And I do admit that some Catholics do take that too far. I've seen it, and it has made me feel a bit like, oh, I'm not sure about that. But like, that's in every denomination. I'm going on a tangent because that actually really annoys me. But that's not what I meant to be talking about at all. But yeah, it was just a super, super enlightening conversation, and I loved it. After having that conversation, it really like solidified my Catholic faith, and it really made me kind of reflect on like what that means and how much I need to kind of cop on. And it made me look into Father Mike Schmidt's catechism in a year, anyways. And then, so because of that, I just realized, like, when I was listening, literally in the first one or two videos, like the introduction paragraphs, he's like, above anything else, or maybe I actually think it's episode 3, he's having a conversation with someone, and they are talking, and they're like, it's not about having more knowledge, it's not about having all of the answers, but it's about representing God's love in that kind of, just in your life, and like drawing people back to the love that Jesus has, and Jesus's mercy, and God's like unconditional love. And I just think that that's a really important kind of lesson to learn, that like, it's not about what you know, it's not about what you can comprehend, it's not about that. And of course that adds to your faith, that adds to the power of your kind of message, I suppose. I don't know, but like, it's actually not about what you know and don't know. It's just about sharing Jesus's love for you and God's love for you. Like, it's just, at the end of the day, if your message is coming from a place of love, and you're living with love, and you're acting out of love all the time, that is all you need. Like, because at the end of the day, that's all Jesus is calling us to do, is to love one another as he once loved us, and he loved us first. And we love because God first loved us. I just think that is so powerful, because think about the person that you love most in the entire world. Just think about that person right now. Whether it's your parents, your partner, your kids, your, doesn't matter. It could be your dog. It does not matter. But think about that level of love, and that like, you would do anything for this person. You would lay your life down for this person. Your human capacity to love is like a fraction of what God's love is. Like, I don't think we could comprehend the level of love and compassion that God had for us in order to send his son down to bear the burden of sin, and to then lay his life down for us so that we could be forgiven and drawn closer to God. And like, actually think about that. Like, that is so insane, to be loved that much. Our human capacity, the person you loved most in the world, is like a fraction of how much God loves you. And no matter how much you think you love them, God loves you more. I just think that is like, imagine that. I just can't. I find it really hard to comprehend, but oh, it's just it's incredible. And like, to not be living in a way that honors God, I think is like you're doing yourself a disservice. You're doing the people around you a disservice. Like there is nothing better than to be in relationship with God, and you'll never feel better. Like my anxiety used to be so bad. I used to overthink about everything, and I still kind of do that sometimes, but every time I do now, I catch it, I bring it to God, and I'm like, listen, like, I don't know what to do here. Please help me out. Like, I feel so much better, so much more calm after bringing it to God and giving it to God. And yeah, I just think there's so much, like, obviously, there's so much power in your relationship with God because He is literally your creator, the creator of heaven and earth. Like, but there's obviously so much power in that. And I just think that we're not praying enough. I'm not praying enough. I pray every day. I pray as much as I can remember to, and I know I'm not praying enough. Like I want to be in a place where I am just in constant prayer. I want to be in constant prayer, in constant connection with God, because that is when I feel the most at peace. That is when I feel the most content and the least stressed. Like I'm just in such a good, like nothing can shake me when I am in relationship with God, when I am speaking with Jesus. Like nothing. I don't care what it is. I'll be all right. God has me. And when I'm constantly reminding myself of that, I'm all good. I'm all good. Like there is nothing I need more than my relationship with God, and there's nothing that can help me be better than my relationship with God. If you have any sort of thing holding you back from that, or any sort of like issue that's like kind of holding you back from giving yourself fully to God, like reach out to someone that you know has a relationship with God. Reach out to me. I'll help you in any way that I can. Reach out and like seek counsel, I guess, like seek help with it. And just know that there is no better place that you could possibly be than in relationship with God, and pray about it as well. Bring it to God and be like, what do you want me to do here? What's my next steps? And pray about that. I prayed about it, but I also asked for help. I asked for guidance from people that I knew. And you just need to like use your resources in that way, and let me be a resource for you if I can. Like I just really want to encourage you to not kind of battle it on your own and just you and God alone, because I think that there comes a point where you actually just need encouragement, and let this be your encouragement. Give yourself fully to God and you will see such a transformation in your heart and in your actions and in the things that you do and the way you want to live, and it will be the best thing and the greatest thing that you'll ever do. Like the amount of freedom I feel because of how God is just working in my life is so incredible. Like it's so amazing to see and feel and just live that way. And in the last maybe 2 or 3 weeks, like I've not been living in that way, and I've not been acting like the new person that Jesus has made me. And I really felt it in my heart. Like I felt so heavy for the last 3 weeks. I've been more anxious than usual. I've been more kind of sad and down and a lot more sensitive than I would be otherwise. And it's solely because I haven't been giving myself to Jesus in prayer and in my actions and my thoughts. And I've been just letting myself slip and fall into sin and like just doing things that I would not do with Jesus. And yeah, that's why I'm going to go to confession tonight. That's why I encourage you to go to confession and just build that relationship with God back up. He's waiting for you. And if you're feeling far from God, it is not because God moved. You're the one that moved, because God is there waiting for you. And if you're feeling far from God, it is not because He has sent you away or shunned you. And if you're feeling shame or guilt or anything like that over things that you're doing or anything like that, that's also not what God wants. And that is that is from the devil, that is from Satan, and like you need to rebuke that shame and guilt and just draw back to God and Jesus, and you'll be all right. I promise you'll be okay. And there is nothing you could do that will not be forgiven. You can always go back to Jesus. You can always start again. You can always try again. And I think there is so much to learn in that. And I just want to encourage you to live more like Jesus and how Jesus wants you to live and how Jesus taught us in the Bible. And just bring yourself to him and live in that way. And yeah, just reach out for some help if you need it. I'll see you next week. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much for listening. If you're still listening to this, I really appreciate your time. Thank you sincerely for listening. And yeah, I'll see you next week, next Friday. I'll see you then. And yeah, God bless you. Let's go to confession.